saying last night's decision took into account the previous tenancy of AeroWasp and the relationship between its principal and council officers. He goes on to say the lease was extended last year against the advice of recommendations as a final opportunity to work through the issues with AeroWasp. Those issues were not resolved to council's satisfaction. Lizzie Pearl, Win News.
The fate of the Woolworths Big W development at Mittagong will be known tonight. Council is sitting for an extraordinary meeting to vote on the proposal, which consists of a supermarket, department store, 30 specialty shops and office space to be built on the outskirts of Mittagong. The $25 million development has been on the drawing board for some time. The last major hurdle saw a heritage order slapped on the site by the state government. Council officers have recommended councillors support the Woolworths Marketplace proposal.
Also meeting tonight, Mount Kembla residents who will get the chance to raise their concerns regarding a crusher plant earmarked for Dendrobium mine.
The meeting has been organised by member for Illawarra, Marianne Saliba. It follows a deputation to the local member and a 500-strong resident petition. BHP Billiton is proposing to install a coal sizer at its Dendrobium plant. The plans are before the state government for approval. The company says the sizer will be encased in 150mm thick concrete, reducing noise, while it will also have dust extraction system. The mining operator says the crusher cannot be located underground due to geological conditions, safety considerations and operational constraints. Tonight's meeting starts at 7 o'clock at Kembla Heights Bowling Club. Colin Duffy, Win News.
The third member of an alleged Illawarra drug manufacturing ring has been granted strict conditional bail. Andrew John Gamble has been in custody at the Parkleigh prison since arrest in March this year. Today, the Wollongong local court heard analysis of substances suspected to be methamphetamines and precursors for its manufacture seized from this Bent Street house is not yet complete. The court allowed bail on condition that Gamble surrender his passport and a $20,000 surety be lodged. Two co-accused, Shane Cameron Brown and Frank Saylor, have previously been granted bail.
Coming up on Win News, vital rain still needed in catchment areas.
And strike action looming for TAFE teachers.
The scene might have changed slightly, but the threat remains at the old Charcoal Tavern restaurant. 2 weeks ago, Win News revealed the former popular eatery had become a haven for illicit drug use. Hundreds of needles and used drug equipment, potentially infected with a myriad of diseases, littered the site. Wollongong City Council immediately issued a demolition order to clean up the site and remove the health risk. Today, the derelict building remains. Some of the danger has been cleaned up, but new syringes indicate an ongoing drug problem at the CBD location.
TAFE teachers are threatening strike action over a new federal government bill that could slash $1 billion in funding from the institution. Teachers are unhappy about new conditions the government is placing on funding and will take action against the changes on June the 1st.
Skills shortages have been the focus of a lot of attention in recent times, with the federal government promising billions of dollars to address the problem. TAFE teachers are now questioning the strength of that commitment after the introduction of a new bill they say threatens the future of technical and vocational education.
It is industrial blackmail. Australia has a huge skill shortage, and the focus should be on making sure that Australians get skilled, not on this radical industrial lobby that Minister Hargraves and the Liberal government has.
Teaching unions are angry about conditions the federal government is placing on funding it provides for Australia's state-run TAFE colleges. They believe these conditions are an attack on the industrial award and are designed to force teachers to accept workplace agreements.
They're willing to sacrifice the education of students to implement their radical industrial policies.
Other features of the bill include a proposal requiring TAFE colleges to open their facilities to competitors and an increase in the funds allocated to private providers. Teachers say the changes are a threat to the TAFE system.
So without a TAFE system in place, Minister Hargraves has got nothing. So for him to threaten to take away $1 billion worth of funding is ludicrous.
TAFE representatives will meet this Friday to determine exactly what form their protest action will take. Terry Aylett, Win News.
Kiama's innovative community panel, comprising 16 randomly selected members, has today attended presentations in order to consider key questions regarding rural, urban and environmental issues. The council is the first to use the community process to assist in the preparation of the draft LEP review. Once completed, a report from the panel will be made available to the public and to the council. A website can be accessed via council's homepage under Kiama LEP review.
While rainfall over the past 48 hours is welcome, it seems it's doing little to ease the strain on our water supply. Rain is still falling outside the major catchment areas, with Avon Dam, the Illawarra's major water supplier, still well down.
In the 24 hours to 9 this morning, the region continued to receive a dousing. Nowra getting 21 millimetres, Robertson 13, Narooma 17 and Wollongong just under 10. But our catchment areas are still getting the short pour. Latest figures show the Avon Dam is less than half full. For the same period overnight, the Upper Nepean system received only 3 millimetres, with 6 in the Shoalhaven catchment area. Tallowa Dam may soon bear more of the burden of Sydney's water worries too. Staying at a relatively high volume of 80% full, authorities are considering expanding the dam's capacity. But raising dam walls by 5 metres could put the surrounding recreational areas at risk of flooding, including the Etrimmer Wilderness area. The Sydney Catchment Authority stresses it's only one of several options and the social and environmental impacts will be carefully considered. Noni Edwards, Win News.
Residents are being urged to follow a few simple precautions to stay fire safe as the colder winter months rapidly approach. With statistics showing that around 1/3 of all home fires occur during winter, residents are being urged to check electric blankets and heating appliances. The brigades are also supporting the installation of smoke alarms. Education Week activities have continued throughout the region with a wide variety of events taking place. These young students from Berkeley Public were part of 4 schools to take to the stage today in the Crown Street Mall. The youngsters put on a performance of song and dance. The performance helped celebrate Education Week by showcasing the talent at our local schools, plus entertaining shoppers.
Taking a look at the stock market now. BlueScope Steel was trading at $7.90, up 14 cents. BHP Billiton closed up 22 to $15.93. AMP was up 3 to $6.67. Telstra down a cent to $4.80. And the IMB unchanged at $3.13. Sport is next and 5 of our soccer stars set off, Geoff.
They do, Kerryn, bound for Korea and ultimately the Youth World Cup. Also, the Supercars roll into town and striking a pose at Shell Harbour.
Good evening. Some of the nation's finest young footballers fly out tonight for their final lead-up event before the World Youth Cup in Holland next month. Among the 22-man young Socceroos squad are 5 players from this region, all determined to make an impression on the international stage.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Jacob Timpano, Justin Pasfield, Ruben Zadkovic, Jay Lucas and Adam Federici. The World Youth Cup kicks off in Holland in June, and the young Socceroos believe it's their time to shine.
We're going to Holland to not just make the numbers up, we're going to go there and do our best, and we're aiming to win it.
I'm not going to go there to lose. I don't think anyone else is. But the mentality of everyone is to win.
There are 5 Illawarra players in the side, making up almost a quarter of the squad. The players saying it's an indication of the strength of soccer on the south coast.
Well, it's an honour, I think, for the region. And it's proud for us as players to be representing our region.
The squad will play a lead-up tournament in Korea this week before leaving for Holland and the chance to test themselves against the world's best.
Yeah, very keen to get over there. We've got 3 sort of tough games against countries that are going to be in the World Cup, so yeah, it'll be a good hit-out for us.
Pasfield and Federici will fight for the starting goalkeeping position.
Should be a bit of competition, but looking forward to it. Should be good, yeah.
The young Socceroos have the honour of playing the opening match of the World Youth Cup against African nation Benin on June 10. Terry Aylett, Win News.
Meantime, the Illawarra Women's Soccer Association has named Grant Jacobs as coach of its representative side. He's had state and national success with the Wollongong Uni team and will oversee Illawarra's representative comeback against Canberra at Taroji on the June long weekend.
So I think a lot of people will come out and watch that game, particularly as Robbie Hooker is the coach for that team, and I think they'll come with a little bit of a profile. Everyone will be keen to see how our team performs against them.
Jacobs and his assistant Carol Lewiston will monitor players over the next fortnight and are also holding open training sessions at Woonona High on Monday evenings. The growth of the league and collapse of the Wolves women has Jacobs tipping a strong Illawarra rep side which is hoping to step up in coming years. New Zealand has won the Ladies Indoor Bowls Challenge at Warilla. After accounting for Scotland yesterday, it came from a rubber down to beat the host nation this afternoon. Australia started on the right note when Blackbutt's Kerryn Murphy and young gun Lindsay Armitage won the pairs. It took a great bowl by Armitage to close out the tie 2-0 on tie-break. The Kiwis levelled in the singles rubber when Jo Edwards beat Roma Dunn in straight sets. They also won the deciding triples rubber, again on tie-break. Australia will fight for second spot with Scotland tomorrow from 8:30. The wide appeal of V8 supercar racing has been in evidence at Nowra's St Michael's Primary School. The Larkham Orcon racing team, headed by Jason Bargwanna, was this week swamped by boys, girls and even teachers. The V8 supercar teams will transport themselves to 80 schools nationwide this year. The purpose is varied.
About safety and health and fitness and that sort of stuff, but really it's just about getting out and meeting some of the kids and really, promoting the sport.
While the visits build support, they also service existing fans, and there are plenty of them, as witnessed by some of the students' questions.
A young kid at the end, Brad, his name was, he asked me, if it was a V8 or an 8-cylinder, and told me that the pipes come out the exhaust come out the side because they had better gas flow, and we should invest in a better esky drinking system in the car. So
we've got a lot of different fans, and you see it at the racetracks that they're great. I mean, they're kids, families.
The hands-on visits press all the right buttons for the children, who get to see the equipment, bump bodies with the drivers and take something home, be it a message or an autograph.
I like the Holden team. Scafey. I like driving cars too.
Bargwanna, a former Bathurst champion, and Winterbottom have had mixed fortunes in the first 3 rounds, with their series standings at 27th and 21st respectively. They're preparing for Eastern Creek on Sunday week and a debut in China in June.
We've got a lot of progress, and we've got a test day this Friday as well, so we've got a lot of things to try and bring on Eastern Creek. I think we should be pretty strong.
Meantime, an array of machines has tackled round 5 of the State Hill Climb Series at Huntly. 43 cars made the 658-metre climb up Avondale Road. Each had 6 runs, and there wasn't an incident all day. Unanderra's Peter Gumley won in 20.21 seconds, well outside his track record of 19.42. His Wortmeyer SCV beat Stephen Hooker's English Jedi, also an open wheeler. Albion Park continues to power ahead in Illawarra men's hockey. A Matt Eastham hat-trick helped the Park to an 8-1 win against Kiama. The rout started early in the first half and didn't let up. A Steve Mayo deflection completing the first goal. Mayo, who plays his 200th first-grade game in this week's clash with Uni, also set up the second goal to start Matt Eastham's hat-trick. A great finish from Kieran Govers sent Albion Park further ahead before Eastham grabbed a first-half double. Brad Martin scored either side of half-time as the Park stayed unbeaten, with 6 wins and a draw. It has scored 41 goals and conceded only 8 and will take some stopping. Eastham completed his treble in impressive fashion as Albion Park iced another big win. University warmed up for Sunday's top-of-the-table clash with a 6-4 win against Fairy Meadow, while Darren Baxter scored 4 goals as Dapto downed West's 5-4. University is third in the women's competition after an 8-0 disposal of Dapto. The students were stopped by some good saves before the floodgates opened. 3 players finished with doubles, Sam Gillard getting 1 of her 2 from a short corner. Jodie Hanley and Sharon Kubler also scored twice, while Mel Simpson and Julia Phillips grabbed 1 each. The result keeps Uni just clear of Fairy Meadow and Fig Tree. West and Avondale are setting the pace after playing a 2-2 draw in the latest round. Fairy Meadow beat Lakeview 3-1. We've had motor racing tonight, now to chassis of a different kind, the human kind, where Shell Harbour has hosted the 2nd annual South Coast Australian Natural Bodybuilding Championships. 35 entries gave the event twice as many starters as last year and pleased a big crowd. There were 16 classes all up, but only 3 major awards. Wollongong's Tony Curran from the Iron Horse Gym emerged as the overall male champion. Wollongong's Katie Norris from Fitness First took the overall female figure title. Sydney's Laurel Nuttall finishes overall female bodybuilding champion. And Geoff, your scores are still being collated.
I didn't have time to enter this year. All the weather details after the break. Then Wollongong's own actors in the latest Star Wars movie. Early light showers and cool to cold conditions early on made way for sunny periods today as we check out the satellite photo. Cloud remains over much of the New South Wales coast. Tomorrow the Tasman Sea lows should weaken, although the southern low may move closer to the coast. An upper trough and cold pool are expected over the east. By Friday the Tasman low will weaken and move southeast, while a high will develop over the New South Wales-Queensland border. To the rainfall, just a drop or three for Wollongong and a trace or two for other centres. There are today's temperatures. As I said, last night was fairly cool. Today didn't get much better. 17 degrees the top today for Wollongong, Nowra, Ulladulla and Batemans Bay. Just 13 in Bowral. Maria got to 16. 17 degrees in Narooma, 17 degrees in Bega and 17 in Merimbula. The forecast then for the Illawarra and the Highlands. Dangerous surf conditions on the coast at the moment. Scattered showers isolated on the Highlands. It'll be a cool to mild Thursday with moderate south to southeasterly winds. Further ahead, those showers should clear on Friday. And for sports buffs, a mostly fine weekend coming up. For the south coast, some scattered showers and drizzle, but remaining cool to mild with light to moderate southwest to southerly winds. On the seas, 1.5 metres to 2 metres on a 3 to 4 metre swell, really pounding in if you've been down there sometime today. The first tide tomorrow is a high at 4:20, the first low of the day at around about 10 to 11. For tomorrow, pretty similar to today. Forecast top of 18 degrees for Wollongong, for Batemans Bay and for Bega. Cooler on the Highlands, of course. Bowral expecting 14, the Shoalhaven 8 to 17 degrees.
It's been hard to escape the hype, but in case you didn't know it, the final Star Wars movie will be launched at midnight tonight in cinemas right around Australia. 2 tall locals have already been to cast screenings, including former Wollongong Hawks basketballer Axel Dent.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, George Lucas created the Star Wars phenomenon. 29 years on, it's the eve of the release of the 6th and final film in the Star Wars series, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Alongside all the big names stars The Rule's Bob Cape in a not-so-insignificant supporting role. The urban giant won $200 for being the tallest man in Wollongong, a characteristic that won him this role too, the moment he signed up with an agency.
And I was on my way out to the lift and this guy came running out and he said, "Do you want to be in Star Wars?" You better believe it. You better believe it.
As a fan from way back, the chance to play a Wookiee in the final film was too good to be true, and Bob had no difficulty getting into character.
When you put the Wookiee suit on, you really do become a Wookiee. It's automatic.
There are 4 screenings of the film at Shell Harbour at midnight tonight and 1 at Wollongong, but you'd have to be lucky to get a ticket now. At almost 2.5 hours running time, the people who attend the midnight screenings won't be getting much sleep tonight. So for all those who have to be up bright and early, may the force be with you. Noni Edwards, Win News.
Good one, Noni. That is the news from across the region for this Wednesday night.
News headlines can be found on our website winnet.com.au. From the Win News team, good night.
This has been a Win News presentation from Australia's largest regional television network.